Before we begin, here's what you need to know to truly understand the horror behind tonight's story. In the late 1990s, a disturbing pattern emerged across the United States. Dozens of young, athletic college men were vanishing after nights out, only to be found dead in nearby rivers or lakes. Most of these deaths were ruled accidental drownings by authorities. But two retired New York City detectives, Kevin Gannon and Anthony Duarte, saw chilling connections. Victims who fit nearly identical profiles recovered from the water miles from where they disappeared, with mysterious smiley face graffiti found near several of the recovery sites. Their theory: that a network of serial killers, or perhaps a loosely connected group, might be stalking these men, leaving behind a mocking, grinning signature at each scene. The so-called Smiley Face Killer Theory splits experts and true crime fans to this day, leaving a haunting question. Are these coincidences, or the work of something far more sinister? I used to laugh at urban legends until I found my roommate's drowned body less than a mile from a faded yellow smiley face painted beneath the bridge where he was pulled ashore. It had been one of those Midwest spring weekends that started with rain and ended with an impossible chill. Greg was the life of our college house varsity soccer, always making people laugh. Invincible as only a 21-year-old could feel. That Saturday, we all hit the bars. He left early, texting his girlfriend he was walking home. He never showed. When he didn't answer by Sunday morning, everyone assumed he'd crashed at a friend's. But when campus police knocked at our door, I saw that look in their eyes, the one you pray you'll never know. They said he'd been found in the river, shoelaces still tied, face pale as the overcast dawn. The medical examiner said no visible injuries, likely accidental drowning. But Greg was a strong swimmer. He grew up on lakes. Days blended into a grim blur. After the funeral, some of us retraced Greg's likely path home, seeking the kind of closure you know you'll never really get. The Riverside Trail was muddy, slick underfoot, spotted with broken glass and old flyers. While we milled about in silence, someone pointed out a patch of graffiti we'd never noticed under the overpass: a crude yellow smiley face, its black eyes warped by water stains, grinning out at the trash-choked bank. My skin prickled. I'd read about the Smiley Face Killer rumors, a theory stating someone, or a group, was picking off young men in cities just like ours, always found near water, always with that same ghoulish mark somewhere close by. The local news dismissed it as conspiracy. But staring at that face in the gloom, heart pounding in my ears, something inside me shifted. Over the next week, I started noticing things. Within days, another student, blonde, popular, athletic, just like Greg, was reported missing 2 towns over. Same story. Night out, vanished. Turned up dead days later in the river, shoes missing but wallet intact. Another shaky chalk smiley face showed up on a drainage pipe at the recovery site. Caught by a news camera and quickly scrubbed clean. Nights grew restless. I triple-checked the locks. Shadows pooled in the corners of our living room. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Greg's grin twisting into that crude, cartoon sneer. Then the calls started. At first, it was just heavy breathing, static. Sometimes, a whisper, just one word, garbled and low. Smile. I reported it, but the police shrugged. Crank calls happen after tragedies. Friends stopped coming by. The tension in our house sharpened, everyone jumping at the smallest creak. One night, walking home, I felt watched. Footsteps matched mine on the empty sidewalk. Ahead, at the edge of the campus lake, moonlight shimmered on the water. Silver grins stretched side to side. Out of habit or madness, I veered toward the overpass, old shoes squelching in the mud. There, fresh and still wet spray paint, was a new smiley face. It hadn't been there earlier that day. As I stared, a car's engine sputtered to life behind me. Headlights flared. I ran, slipping, scrambling, lungs burning all the way home. The next morning, the graffiti was gone, erased by city workers who didn't want to encourage copycats. I moved home that week. It's years later, and life has mostly returned to normal. But occasionally, when I park too close to a riverbank or find myself alone after dark on a campus street, I notice the edges of things. An old smiley face scribbled under a bridge, a flash of yellow at the corner of my vision. I don't go near the water anymore. When friends joke about urban legends, I just smile and say nothing, because the real horror isn't the grin that's left behind. It's never knowing who or what might be waiting behind that mask for the next one to stumble home in the dark. If this story kept you on edge, let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you believe the Smiley Face Killer theory, or is it all just urban legend? Don't forget to hit the like button if you found this chilling. Share the video with friends who love true horror, and subscribe for more real-life mysteries and disturbing tales. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and keep your eyes open.